Alright guys, we're back on the commercial 8 today, and today's project is going to be the carburetor. As you guys saw in the last video, I had it running on a carb cleaner, and then at that point I realized that the gas tank was full of water, and I, like a genius, turned the gas on, and I know the carburetor is full of water. I'm also sure the fuel pump is. So I'm going to take this apart and clean it. See what's going on in there, and then we may even be able to run it off just a gravity tank. So let's see what's in door number 1 here. Oh, yeah. Sorry guys, might not be able to see this totally, but wow, probably rusted. Oh my god. Here's hoping we don't break the aluminum. Man, that shit's tight. Somebody's been in here before. Hopefully I can stay out of the light and show you guys, but there's a piece of rubber actually underneath the bowl nut there, which is not, it's not a factory piece of rubber. So I'm sure there'll be some interesting surprises in here. I think by now most of the water has run out. I've had this on its side by accident. Hopefully the camera is focusing on that, but you can see, sure, a telltale sign of things in here. There's the brown sludge. Doesn't look too bad. Again, you can tell. Let's see what you guys can see here. Somebody has homemade a gasket. I don't know if you guys can catch the white lines in it there. Other than that, it don't look too bad. I'm gonna have to take the I would almost bet you somebody has a float in here out of a K241 or a K301, because as I'm looking at this, the float is not going down far enough, and it's not pushing on the needle. So that may be part of my problem why it was pumping the gunk and the sludge out through the overflow. Hopefully you guys will be able to kind of see down in there, but I'm trying to look in the camera and hold it at the same time. But yeah, there's some dirt and sludge. If we can see it there on the rag. Yeah. So let's proceed. Since I didn't bring a pair of needle nose over here. I'm gonna have to find something I could grab that. This might hurt. It's too big too. Okay, let me get your nail nose. Hold on. Okay. Wow. There you go. Okay. And also, I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it. The float's bad. And there's no, it's missing the rubber O-ring in there for around the bowl. So that won't help matters any. See what the needle looks like. Almost looks like somebody put a brand new needle and seat in this not too long ago. Again, trying to, hopefully you guys can see the needle there. And the seat looks pretty shiny compared to the rest of the carb, so I'm guessing before the intake valve stuck open, or it may have even happened while it was sitting. The other thing I wonder is if this tractor could have been underwater or something with all the recent flooding we've had. All the water and mud that's in the carburetor and everything. That is a definite thought I have. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to look around and see if I have a spare float. I am thinking not. Let's see, is that a split? Anyhow, I'm thinking not, because I think I used it. I think I used the spare float in the 70 all-white 408. Which I believe 8 horsepower ones are different. Let me see if I can find that carb. Okay, so the parts carb here. I was pretty sure I had this apart and I robbed something out of it. Maybe not. Have to go back and look at the 70 all white build, which that will continue here, and so will the 73 all white at some point. Picked up parts for those at the moment. This card's pretty crappy. It had stuff in it. Guess there's only one thing to do. And that is, you know what I'm thinking, gentlemen. Just try it. Hopefully I'm not going out of frame here. Float pan. Float sounds good. And it looks like it's filled with oil, actually. So I could, in theory, switch the whole carb, but I'd like to keep it original to an extent. This one has the rubber O-ring in it. See if we can switch that over. See if we can get it out without it tearing. And I can already hear you guys out there. Steve, why don't you just get a carb kit? Well, I'm off work for the next 2 days yet. So I really don't want to go over to work and get a carb kit. So slow and steady wins the race. See, look at that. Hold it out without tearing it. So, off camera, I'm going to take this and blow all the jets out and everything. It looks like the main is stopped up really good. So I'm going to do that, just take it apart, clean it, and see what everything looks like. Then I'll put it back in and see what it does. So stay tuned, guys. Okay guys, so I got it cleaned up to the best of my ability and power. The inside is by no means perfect. I'm almost 90% sure I'm going to have to open this carb back up later, or even for a second time, because it may or may not idle. Didn't seem like I was getting a lot of airflow through the idle circuit. So that being said, we're going to put this together. Looking at the needle really good. And I think there is a little bit of dirt on it. So hopefully it's still in frame. So I'm really thinking I tried to put that in the main. But got that float cleaned up again, best as I could. What we're going to do is we're going to put the float pin in, and we're going to examine the level. Because the level of it would have been enough to make it do what it was doing, and it was puking fluid out of the overflow. So let's see if I can't hold all these pieces at once. Okay, I believe, yes, I got it started. Like I said earlier, I'm trying to do this so you guys can see, but sometimes me working and me filming comes second, purely because I'm just trying to get this done for right now. Especially since I said in part 1 there wouldn't be a part for quite a while, and here it is the next day. I'm putzing with it again. Okay, I don't know why it's deciding to be a pain in the butt right now. There we go. Look, there's a little bit of persuasion and she went right together. So, that's everything there. So, one thing I did forget to do is I forgot to clean the bowl up. So, if you want to hold on a minute again, guys, I'll get that cleaned up and put back on. And I'll put the idle jet in. And I'm going to use the bowl bolt from the parts carb. And we'll put this thing back together. And we'll try gravity feeding it and see what it does. So, hold on. Okay, off camera here. Got her cleaned up pretty good. Hopefully you guys can see it. It's a whole lot less sludge in there. Might be a little bit of a sediment that may or may not get kicked up. So we're ready for that. Now the float level on this, hopefully you guys will be able to see, but to me the float level is actually set too low, is what I'm thinking. But I have a half notion to leave it alone and just see what it does. But we'll, let me see, I'm trying to see it, how you guys are seeing it. What I think I'm going to do is hopefully you guys can see there, but I think I'm going to try it right there and see what it does. Because as you guys can see, the hole, hopefully you guys can see the little hole right in there, but that is actually the inlet where the fuel goes in to the main needle, and that's how where the carb picks up its fuel from out of the bowl. So, that's what I'm trying to decide, because before it was bleeding through, but there was so much dirt in it, I think I'm going to be better off to leave it. I can always adjust it more later. So we're going to put the bowl back on using this bolt. Wrong wrench. What did I do with it? Here. Okay, that's all back together. The only thing I have to do now is put the idle mixture screw back in. It's also starting to rain outside. How convenient. Every time I do a carb video. And I did count these off camera. They were both at a turn and a half. So obviously at one time it ran there. So I'm going to start there. Half. 1. Half. And that's how I count turns on carbs. If you guys have a different way, you know, you're more than welcome to do that, but that's the way I do it. So I'm going to put this back on the tractor, and like I said, I believe I'm going to gravity feed it. I may even get my gear oil jug bottle full of gas and put a 90-degree fuel line on there, or use the metal line that was on the machine, and see what that does. Because I'd like to see it sustain running for about 30 seconds or so and just see what it does. And that'll also give me some time to try the Swiftmatic and see if I can get that into gear. So, before it starts raining too hard, hold on guys. Or this may be it for this video unless you see me try to start this. Well, I'm thoroughly amazed right now.